To have you guys here with us this week. And guys, if you are like live streaming us, you should check out the t-shirts we have over here from Rasta Minisha Book Zanguka 10. I don't know about you. If you need some, we'll tell you how to get it. But yeah, man, it's that time when Nazizi gets super excited, and you know what that is. It's Empress Divine, and today we have an amazing Empress. She's an anchor, she's a host, she's what do I say? A news personality, entrepreneur, a vlogger, an empress who's winning in the field of digital media and creative industry. Welcome to Season Circle, Sharon Machira.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man.
What an intro, man. I didn't even realize I do all these things.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you're out there doing so much that you forget what you're actually doing for the industry, right? And of course, on Empress Divine, we're always celebrating empresses like you who are making moves in their fields, you know? And you're currently doing Kenya Connect.
Yep. Kenya Connect.
It's showing on KTN on Fridays at 8:30. I want you to tell me a little bit about Kenya Connect. What is it about?
Kenya Connect is honestly one of the best projects I've ever been a part of in my entire life.
Yeah.
And what we do is basically we're trying to redefine how people consume news content in Kenya, in East Africa, in Africa. And the thing is, it's like a little 30-minute news bulletin.
Okay.
And it's news and current affairs from across the world. Because here's the catch, it's a co-production between BBC and KTN. So you can imagine these two powerhouses coming together to create content for young people.
Yeah, man,
And
that's amazing.
yeah, it's like, anything, what we call infotainment. So it's informative and it's entertaining at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a fantastic show. Catch it Fridays, 8:30 on KTN News. And honestly, we usually have, this thing that I love calling sort of guest co-hosts. So it's 3 people that come in.
All right.
And we watch the stories and they come and banter throughout the whole show, give really informed opinions.
Okay.
In fact, one day you guys should come and join us.
Oh, yeah, Season Circle. We are there.
Yeah.
And I want to know, so how did this dream start? I know there's a lot of women right now in, the media industry, vlogging, even fashion. Like, a lot of women are out there doing that. But for you, where did this dream start? Where did you feel like, I want to do this?
You know what? I think I keep saying to whoever asked me that question, Sharon, what do you actually do? And I don't think I'm a journalist. I think I'm a storyteller. At the core of who I am, I tell stories. And I've always been telling stories from as young as I can remember. I was actually running around, with a story in my heart, in my head. And I appreciate also storytelling in every craft, whether it's reggae music, whether it's DJing. I think every creative at the core of what they do is storytelling. So for me, it came from as far back as then. And slowly my parents saw this thing in me and they encouraged me. You know what? You're always talking so much.
Why don't you make some money from
Make
that?
some money from this yapping around that you're doing.
Well, I think that's such an important point, Riddick. We've talked about it here on Season Circle, encouraging your child or your youth to do what they want. Yeah. Because I and Riddick don't come from a background where we were immediately encouraged to do what we were doing. But when they saw the impact of what we were doing, then they jumped on the wagon, right?
Which is something to salute, because sometimes people see the impact that you're doing and they still don't think it's something viable,
Tell me
so
about
big up to your parents.
Yeah, and big up to yours because they encouraged you.
Mom and
Dad.
Dad.
They weren't like, oh, stop it, you're making too much noise, go be a doctor or whatever, So, yeah, man, we give thanks for that. And, of course, one more question I have for you on this link is who motivated you? Who was the person you saw and you're like, I want to be like this person? Or did you just pave your own way and your own mission?
Wow, that's a good question. You know what? I've never actually thought about it, but I think if I was to point down who it was,
just say Nazizi.
Nazizi, necessary noise. You know what? I'll tell you when we get back from the link because I need to think about that one.
Think about it. All right, guys, we're here with Sharon Machira. Of course, we also have Rastyle and we have DJ Mali, who's back on the decks mixing and mashing it up on this version of Empress Divine right here on Vibes Radio.
Yep.
Yes, sir. But before we got into the music, Empress Sharon, you had something to tell us about. Who motivated you?
Empress Sharon.
Yes.
Oh, can I hear that again?
Oh, yes. Empress Sharon.
Love the sound of that.
Yeah.
So, I actually thought about it, and I think from back in that day, Catherine Kasavuli was probably who I was looking up to. And I actually got to meet her because obviously we work here in this building when we partner with KTN. And I got to meet her and I was so starstruck. And I've met a couple of stars in my young life.
Yeah.
But I met her and I think just seeing this person that I've been looking up to all my years and she's so graceful.
She's amazing.
She's so elegant. She's so well poised. I was like, man.
Yeah, Catherine is awesome. I
so
actually spoke to her today just before we got on. And she was asking me, why am I limping around and what's wrong with me? And I had to start explaining, well, I have an injury. And she was so amazing. She's like, well, you're carrying it with style. So I was like, happy. I was like, thank you.
She's fabulous.
Yeah,
and she's so good at her job as well.
She really is.
So good at her job. So yeah, she's probably the person I was looking up to the most.
That's amazing.
Back in the day.
And there was a story a while back about you being defined by your hair.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You know what? Honestly, it wasn't even a big deal like that.
Yeah.
But if I could speak on it and not get into any trouble. So what happened is that when I used to work at another station, right?
Yeah.
I one day showed up with like my natural hair in all its glory, or so I thought.
Yeah.
And I literally was told, yo, you can't go on air looking like that. I'm like, looking like what? What are you talking about?
So what was it, an afro?
It was an afro, just like my natural afro.
Yeah.
And I'd obviously done a little bit of, those things we do, Bantu knots and stuff like that. So I thought it looked cute. I thought it looked really nice. I was super proud of it. But to be told I can't go on air because it's not the house theme, I'm like, so what am I supposed to wear? And so typically you're supposed to have, weaves and wigs. Braids would even be considered inappropriate.
Wow.
The same way as an afro. So when I joined the BBC, and it was my first time getting on air, and I had this afro that I'd just wear to work, and one of the producers was like, yo, I really like this hair on you. Why don't you do a show like this? Wow. I was like, nah, man, I can't be seen like this. It's inappropriate. This is BBC, you know. And they're like, no. We celebrate, what you're about. We celebrate Africa. We celebrate African hair and authenticity.
Yeah, man. And honestly, that's what it should be about. Riddick, it's good you asked that question because I'm wondering, first of all, we're in the motherland.
We're in the motherland.
We're in Kenya. We're not in a foreign, in a Western where you see a black woman with an afro and you want to die. We are actually living in Kenya where afro is a normal thing, actually. And
it's a natural thing.
It is a natural thing.
Yeah.
It's like, so what would they say to Nazizi? Shave your dreadlock.
Oh, you have
to. Probably.
Well, that wouldn't happen. Too bad. But, I like that you say that, you were graceful about it as well. Like, you are an African girl.
Absolutely.
You go to BBC and they're loving your African hair.
The irony.
And then you go to a local Kenyan station and they're telling you it's inappropriate. They are inappropriate, if you ask me.
But you know what I've realized with that particular situation, not to cast any shade on the local station or local media. It takes young people coming into these spaces and appreciating themselves.
Right.
It takes that kind of almost activism for you to then appreciate. You know what? It's a new generation now. It's a new feeling of being proud of who you are, being proud of what you're naturally given. So I can understand why they at the time weren't appreciative of that, because now I see some of the faces on the channel and they've completely changed. So we have to big up to them for embracing what was once something very foreign and seeing that young people are behind this sort of just activism, even if it's as small as something like that,
Yeah, man. For me, it's kind of sad that in 2019, we're almost in 2020, actually, the last month of 2019, that we still have to explain our identity to our fellow Africans.
How?
To me, it's like, wow, we were really colonized proper.
And we're still being neo-colonized.
Yeah, we always have this idea of, a perm or straight hair, weave, Brazilian hair,
but that's
and all
what's
that.
advertised. That's what it's usually advertised to the Empress them.
It's what's advertised, and it's the standard of beauty that's defined, that's imported from the West. But I get so happy when I see people like Lupita Nyong'o on the cover of People's Magazine, and they say, you know what, this is actually what is the new standard of beauty, and people are now getting proud of their natural
Miss
hair.
Universe? We need
Miss
to
Universe, Miss Teen USA. There's
Yes.
4 queens now at the helm of this beauty,
And
empire.
all of them, are rocking. 2 of them are rocking natural hair.
Yeah, man. We are speaking to the amazing Sharon Machira, and we are gonna, of course, be back talking to her more. If you have any questions for her, you can head on to our socials on Facebook,
Vibes Radio, and Instagram, Vibes Radio KE, and Twitter, Vibes Radio KE.
Yeah, man. Send your questions, and we'll be asking them when we come back.
No, man.
Big up on yourself, DJ Marley. And of course, we are still speaking to the amazing Sharon Machira on Empress Divine. Wagwan, Sharon. And yeah, man, we still have some questions for you, of course. I wanted to know, as a young girl, woman, Empress in this, industry, what has been some of the challenges you've had to deal with? Some that have maybe made you feel like you don't want to go on with this job. Challenges that have made you want to quit, but then you still kept going.
I think some of the challenges being young, black, African, are sometimes people just don't take you seriously. You know?
Yeah.
And you almost have to work twice as hard, which I got to at first I used to, struggle with having to work twice as hard. But then you realize that's actually what sets you apart from the rest of the flock. So you definitely get people trying, looking at you like, especially in the field of, news presenting in Kenya.
Yeah.
People think you got to where you are because of SMS. They call it STS, sexually transmitted success.
Yes.
And it's like, come on, there's people who, am I allowed to say that
That's
word?
a crazy one. Yeah,
But so that's usually one of the things that a lot of, I guess, girls in my field have to struggle with, having to then work against that narrative and try prove yourself even over and above. What if it was a guy my age having done what I had done?
The whole world would just be supporting.
But then for women, you have to work even 3 times as hard just to get to a level of success that for a guy it would be easier.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's those challenges that make us the empresses that we are.
Oh, yes.
And it's those challenges that make us proud to be feminine and female. So I don't mind it at all.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah,
Pressure makes diamonds, exactly.
Yes, I really you have a question too?
Yeah, man. I want to know, with working with these giant corporations, you're working with BBC, working with Standard Media. Like, with it, I'm pretty sure it comes with a lot of pressure, to get the story out there.
Yeah.
Like, what do you usually entail, for you to come up with the story from scratch to making sure that the people get it and they get to understand it?
That's a good question. And the thing is, like I said earlier, I define myself as a storyteller, not necessarily just as a journalist, presenter, producer.
Yeah.
And at the core of being a storyteller is just resonance with what you're trying to say. Because if you don't believe in what you're saying, the same way when you guys make music, if you don't believe in what you're singing about, then you're really just, you're being what they call an empty debe, like you've just got no substance.
Yes.
So I think for me, when I decide what story I'm going to embark on, and one of the biggest stories I'm so proud of is a story I did about an intersex couple. And the intersex couple, not only is one of them intersex, but they're also part of the LGBTQI community. And they are, just pushing boundaries in every single thing that they're doing, destigmatizing all fronts. And when Kenya was the first country to sort of in Africa to recognize intersex people, I was like, I knew my story needed to matter because it highlighted the plight of a community that's so, forgotten and stigmatized. So I think an authentic story that connects to my heart will definitely be the story that I put out in these corporations that you talked about.
That's amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. And we have that amazing Empress, Sharon Machira, with us.
Yeah.
And of course, we also have Rastyle, DJ Mali, still mashing it up. So sit down so you don't fall down when he comes back with a mix. Make sure make a vizuri, make a miguju, and you have all the tools needed for the rest of the night. This is season second. Yeah, man.
You need jabbling.
The garden.
The garden Rasta.
Yeah, man. And we'll be back right here on season second.
Yeah, man. Because every little thing is gonna be alright. Even nawambia, yo, DJ Male Rasta. Everything is alright. Everything is Chris Rasta.
Everything blaze it up.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, people are saying Rasta tutameza jabbling taxine. Keep it easy. Tukona Danny Wanjoki saying, big up yourself, Empress Sharon. Looking great and continue motivating young empresses and emperors. Matare North, well represented. Valentino K saying, what an inspiration from my longtime friend Sharon. We also have Jeshril Noriega says, hashtag Acapulco, Msupeng anaweza. Tukondani, big up Presna, big up DJ Male. We also have Ochija Messenger saying, greetings, the Gialdem. Greetings, Gialdem.
No.
Yeah.
But I accept the greetings.
Yeah,
Greetings
man.
right back to
Greetings
you.
right back to you, Rasta, you know what I mean? Alafu on top of that, tuko na Cheddar Notice saying, salamu kwa the girl dem na afil akiwa nyumbani hapo Vibes Radio, you know what I mean?
Thank you,
Yeah,
Cheddar.
man.
Much
Yes,
appreciated.
Yes, and Riddick also had some questions too.
Yeah, man. I'm really eager to know, Empress. I think you've done everything in media. I want to know, have you been on radio?
I have been on radio, actually.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I was for like 2 months. And then I got I joined the BBC and I couldn't continue with radio anymore. But radio is actually my first love. I got the opportunity to work with the one, the only G Money. He was my mentor at Homeboys Radio. And, you know, just being back, sat in this seat in this studio, I feel such good vibes and such good memories and nostalgia of just, isn't radio amazing, you guys?
Yeah,
radio
it's
is so
amazing.
dope.
Radio is amazing.
Yeah, we love it. We love the opportunity. Season Circle is about 4 months old,
man.
and it's just been an amazing journey.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you know, a lot of positive vibration. But also, you know, I want you to tell us, like, if somebody wants to follow you, where they can follow you on Instagram, all your socials, and a message for all the empresses out there, you know, who are trying to do something that they love. It might be difficult now, but just a message to keep them going.
Okay, so you can catch me on social media at Sharon Machira and on Instagram at official Sharon Machira. And to all the empresses out there, I would say this. Sometimes it feels when you're carrying your crown, because it is a crown, these burdens are not anything less than a crown. Keep carrying it with confidence. Keep carrying it with the pride that you have, because there's something at the end of that tunnel that nobody else can ever take away from you, which is the knowledge and the wisdom and the pride to know that you're the one who made it all that way with your beautiful crown on your head. Yeah, so shout out to all the empresses. Keep doing you. I salute you, and I am so proud of you. So let's keep doing this thing.
Yeah, man. And we have one more question. Did you feel the vibe?
I felt the vibe. I'm still feeling the vibe as I speak.
Definitely felt. And I'm sure you'll be feeling it for months on end, because that's what happens when you come to Season Circle.
Yes.
It's the house of positive vibrations, Vibes Radio. So we want you to go home with a lot of positive. And we salute you, Empress Divine, and thank you for joining us. And we are so blessed to have you. Hopefully we're going to have you again. Karibu sana.
Asante sana. Before I leave, what does Season Circle mean?
Seize and circle, yani you have to okay, seize, you know, even kusiz unajua
like to stop, like calm
down.
It's stop. It's also other things that I can't say on radio. But it's stop and then settle and listen to the vibes.
Seize and circle.
So basically just relax, listen to the roots music and the conscious vibes.
Just lick your chalice.
Yeah, man.
Lick your chalice.
Just lick your chalice.
Don't go saying that, Sharon.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you.
Thank you for making time.
Vibes Radio, we rule the nation in this generation.